Hi, Diane.
Hi.
First of all, thank you very much for taking my call.
Certainly.
The question I have, actually, the comment I have on Sergeant Bergdahl, he volunteered to protect the very people in the country who are criticizing him right now. We don't know what happened with him, whether he left, the only person who can left in the wilderness of Afghanistan would be somebody with a mental health issues, or he was captured. And on the other hand, we have 5 Taliban, which we have no hardcore evidence to prosecute them. They will be in our system forever if we don't end up releasing them. So we have a prisoner of war, and we have an opportunity to bring him back home and then bring him back to justice and figure out what happened with him. I really don't know why the Republicans are making this a more like a political issue than just the issue the way it is.
Olivier.
Well, part of the answer to why Republicans are making this an issue, I would say there are 2 different wings of the response. One is politics. The president held a Rose Garden event. Some of the president's aides insisted that Bergdahl had served with honor and distinction, even though there were questions about the circumstances of his disappearance. And that raised it into a political issue immediately. The other half is the policy question, which is, what do you do about Guantanamo Bay? How do you wind down the war effort in Afghanistan? And those are pretty substantial questions of policy that they're going to be working out all year.
And we'll be talking about just those issues during our first hour on Monday. And you're listening to the Diane Rehm Show. And let's go to Jim in Spring Lake, North Carolina. Hi there.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I get that, the Republicans don't want the president to look good on this. And I get that, this has got to be a political issue because he didn't seek their permission first through Congress. But isn't one American life worth 5 Taliban? I mean, to me, I'd like your panel to answer, what is it that I'm to be afraid of from these 5 Taliban? And why should I value what they can do over the soldier that went over to protect our freedom, regardless of what he did when he got there?
Jeanne.
Well, Jim sums up, I think, a lot of the debate and the ultimate conclusion within the administration, that the staying true to the idea that we don't leave folks behind, honoring the fact that he volunteered. Sources have said the initial report that the Pentagon did on this found that while he was a little quirky, he was a pretty good soldier. He showed up on time. He was dressed and in uniform.
He wandered
away. He was a little quirky.
Yeah,
he wandered away a couple of times and then came back.
Right.
So, but they didn't view him as a big problem. And so what do we owe him and his family for the sacrifices that they did make? And versus, these 5 prisoners who are now 12 years older, have not been part of the leadership for a long time. The iPhone wasn't even invented when they went in. So much has changed. And, really, how dangerous might they be?